very powerful nemesis of Superman, General Zod or Dru-Zod is an intelligent military strategist of Krypton. Ranked as number 30 on the top 100 comic book villains by IGN and number 32 on the greatest villains of all time by Total Film, Zod has become one of Superman's most eminent villains alongside Brainiac and Lex Luthor. However, there are versions of him where he became the Superman and not Clark Kent. Welcome to DCNES and let's analyze the life and times and versions of General Zod. Zod is a power-hungry leader of the military forces on Krypton. Like Superman, General Zod demonstrates similar powers and capabilities as any Kryptonian on Earth has, like tremendous strength, invulnerability, flight, heat vision, and more. He has superior fighting skills compared to Superman, but Superman is usually portrayed to be stronger as Superman has been exposed to the yellow sun all his life. Created by Robert Bernstein and George Papp, Zod first appeared in Adventure Comics number 283 in 1961, trying to overthrow the Kryptonian government by creating a private army of his duplicates. He was thrown into the Phantom Zone but was later on freed by a criminal scientist from Kandor named Lesla Lar. In the years before the Crisis on Infinite Earth story arc, Zod and his cronies have attempted to conquer Earth and defeated Superman and Supergirl in various occasions. They have also thrown the Justice League satellite out of orbit and into the far reaches of the solar system.
At last, our vengeance is complete, and we are the last sons and daughters of Krypton. Join me. It is time we left this place to fulfill our true destinies as conquerors of the Earth.
After the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover in 1985, it was reinforced that Superman should be the last Kryptonian. Thus, Zod was written as part of alternate universes of DC Comics for a while. Some of these alternate versions are from the one where he is from a pocket universe, the one who is created by Brainiac, and the Russian version named Avruiskin.
Now, kneel before Zod.
The real Zod was reintroduced in the Action Comics story arc Superman Last Son of Krypton in 2006. Together with the other prisoners from the Phantom Zone, Zod placed Superman in the Phantom Zone and successfully conquered Metropolis. This story arc also introduced his son with Ursa named Lord Zod, a child who was born in the Phantom Zone. However, Luthor, Metallo, Parasite, and Bizarro drove them back into the Phantom Zone. He was later on brought back by Allura, Supergirl's mother, and was appointed as leader of New Krypton's army. Here, Superman was drafted into the military, reporting under Zod.
Indeed, he will be the first of his kind to kneel before Zod.
In the New 52 reboot of DC Comics, Zod's origins were revised. Here, he was born to scientist parents. His parents died on an expedition in Krypton's wilderness. His parents were killed by animals and Zod managed to live in the jungle for 1 year before being rescued by Jor-El and Zor-El. He grew up as a remarkable soldier and became a general. However, he also developed hatred towards the Char population. Then he covertly organized the creation of a beast that looked like one of the Chars and made it attack Krypton, so he would have a reason to attack the Chars. Jor-El unearthed this deceit, and Zod and his followers were charged of treason and were banished to the Phantom Zone. Some years later, the Phantom Zone weakened and they escaped. Zod went to Earth and saw his powers came into being and fought the Justice League of America. In the DC rebirth of DC Comics, the Suicide Squad unintentionally helped General Zod escape the Phantom Zone on their mission in the Black Vault, killing Captain Boomerang on his way out. Amanda Waller added Zod to the Suicide Squad roster by inserting a kryptonite bomb in his head. Zod and the squad were placed on a mission to the secret hideout of the Annihilation Brigade, an assembly of terrorist Russian superhumans. Zod attacked Tunguska, who has the power of containing the power of the sun. Tunguska's control of his power became unstable, then Enchantress used her enigmatic abilities to teleport the team out of the base as it exploded. Zod then went back to the Black Vault to talk to her family in the Phantom Zone. Knowing that he is enslaved by Amanda Waller, Zod found a mirror and lasered his head to remove the bomb in his head. After fleeing from the squad, Zod sought to free his family from the Phantom Zone and teamed up with Mongol, Blank, Cyborg Superman, Metallo, and the Eradicator. They broke into the Fortress of Solitude and took the Phantom Zone projector. They freed Urza and Lord Zod. Then, Zod, together with his family and the Eradicator, conquered a primitive planet that has 2 yellow suns called Jakul to become the new Krypton. He quickly made the indigenous population to worship them as gods and helped them build Kryptonian architectures. The Green Lanterns Kyle Rayner and Hal Jordan discovered the situation and immediately attacked Zod and his family. The Green Lanterns were easily defeated. The Eradicator took Kyle Rayner's ring for analysis while keeping Hal Jordan imprisoned. Soon, Hal and Kyle were fetched by the Guardians to stop the emerging conflict.
Krypton lives again. What happens to Earth?
The foundation has to be built on something. Even your father recognized that.
For the other versions of Zod, first we have Zod from JSA Liberty Files. Here, he was an 11-year-old psychopath who released a synthetic virus and became the first child sentenced to the Phantom Zone. An American scientist penetrated the zone and took him. This child was given the name of Clark Kent and eventually became Superman, but eventually fought the JSA. Second is the one from Earth 15, where he is also the Superman of their Earth. Third is in Superman Earth 1, where Zod's name is Zod-El, brother of Jor-El. Zod created a civil war but was defeated at first. He sought the help of the Deronians, which then caused the destruction of Krypton. Fourth is in the Injustice universe, where Zod killed Tim Drake by shooting him through the chest with his heat vision. Fifth is in the DC Animated Universe, or DCAU, where he appeared in the futuristic setup of Justice League Beyond 2.0. He helped the Justice League, and he was later revealed as the son of Justice Lord Superman and Wonder Woman. Sixth is in the alternate universe of Justice League Gods and Monsters, where Zod caused the destruction of Krypton by drilling the planet. He implanted his genetic code onto the egg cell of Lara before the baby launched into space. The baby arrived to Earth in South America and grew up to become a ruthless Superman. On television, in Smallville, Major Zod was portrayed by Callum Blue. In the Arrowverse, he was portrayed by Mark Gibbon in the Supergirl series. In the Krypton TV series, a time-traveling Zod was portrayed by Colin Salmon.
For Krypton!
In the movies, General Zod was portrayed by Terrence Stamp in Superman the Movie in 1978 and Superman 2 in 1980, where he took over Earth.
No one who leads so many could possibly kneel so quickly.
Finally, in the DC Extended Universe, Zod was portrayed by Michael Shannon in the 2013 movie of Man of Steel. This version of Zod is the head of the Military Guild of Krypton, who initiated a rebellion to oust the Law Council, and his forces were captured and were sentenced into the Phantom Zone. The preceding destruction of Krypton also destroyed their prison and gave them the capability to escape and find Kal-El, or Superman, on Earth. He planned to terraform Earth and repopulate it with Kryptonians, which will kill humans in the process. Superman thwarted this plan, and after a long action-packed fight sequence, he was finally killed. In the movie that followed, in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, Lex Luthor turned the corpse of Zod into the ferocious Doomsday and battled Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Overall, General Zod is one of the few absolutely powerful villains of Superman who have successfully conquered Earth in most of his retold origins. Despite being sent to the Phantom Zone many times over, Zod's narratives are always interesting, adventurous, and violent.